Time to talk Dallas Cowboys football, and you know what that means. Mickey Spagnola is here to talk about the Cowboys. Cowboys playing the Chicago Bears this weekend. Mickey, I guess the first question for me is the Bears coming off of what's been their greatest performance of this season, and they're facing the Cowboys. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a formidable opponent. You know, I don't think this, especially this year, you know, we say this all the time, but especially this year, you better not take anybody for granted. You know, the Bears were on a 3-game losing streak, and they end up going to New England and winning a game on the road. It was a pretty impressive performance. So if anybody in this building here was taking it for granted, I'll guarantee you when they either watched that game Monday night or watched the tape, it certainly woke them up and said, oh, okay, we got some serious business to take care of on Sunday. So, yeah, I think, you know, the Bears get a little confidence. Justin Fields has his best performance of his career. He gets a little bit more confidence, and this will be a good test for the Cowboys defense. And we knew the Bears would test this Cowboys offense because that's one thing they've done well under new head coach Matt Eberflus, who had been a linebackers coach with the Cowboys for about 6 years. He certainly will have his team playing well defensively, so that'll be a good test for the Cowboys offense too.
And Dak getting another week under his belt. Ezekiel Elliott, I guess MCL injury or something like that. I was reading something about him possibly maybe being out just because of injury.
Yeah, well, he hasn't practiced the last 2 days, so I think you know, whatever report you saw that suggested that probably put 2 and 2 together and got 5. So let's wait and see till we get to the weekend and just where Zeke is with the knee injury. You know, he's a pretty tough customer, and he doesn't sit out many games no matter what might be ailing him. So, you know, he seemed kind of confident that he'd be ready to go. I think in some cases like this, and I'm not saying this is the case this time, is they do what they can do to have the guy ready to go for Sunday and not waste time practicing and maybe further aggravating the injury. You know, he suffered it in the game, Van, and he came back and played and finished the game, including hurdling that would-be tackler. So to me, I never bet against Zeke getting back out there to play.
Yeah, you know how guys be wanting to play anyway. You know, guys that tape their knees up or whatever they have to do just to get back on the field. Dak getting another week under his belt. I mean, he looked. I thought he looked pretty good his first time coming back after, you know, a thumb injury like that. What, do you agree? Do you think that Dak he really didn't miss too much of a beat?
Yeah, I think the first half, you know, he needed to acclimate himself to actually playing game speed. You know, you can do all the practice you want, and really he only had one full padded practice to get ready for that first game back in 6 weeks. And I think in the first half he might have been a little rusty, not necessarily anything physically, just, you know, playing quarterback and seeing the field and reading your keys quickly and things like that, operating in the pocket when you know you're susceptible to getting hit. And I think the second half, I think he settled in. I mean, second half, Van, he's 10 of 11 for 103 yards and a touchdown. That second half quarterback rating was 136. So you would take that. And I think with 3 days of practice this week, I think he'll even be more prepared to play better.
And as far as when the Bears have the football, their running game seemed to have it seems like it's kind of carrying them and taking some of the pressure off of Justin Fields, and he's able to do his thing. What kind of matchup do you think that's going to be against the Cowboys defense?
Yeah, the Cowboys have to be able to stop the run. You know, we said it last week against Detroit. Detroit came in here with the second-ranked total offense. They were 8th running the football, and they ended up running for 117 yards, but it really didn't hurt them. It will hurt them if the Bears can run for, maybe even half as much as they did against the Patriots, and they went for 243. And some of that was the running of Justin Fields. They got to keep him in the pocket. They got to make him run the play that they've called, not let him freelance, get outside, and especially on the perimeter, controlling those RPOs when he decides that he'd rather keep it than hand it off, because you have an extra blocker if the quarterback keeps the ball, right? So those are kind of the things this defense has to be aware of going into the Sunday game against the Bears.
All right, man. You know what I'm going to do now. Put you on the spot, Mickey.
Yeah.
What do you see for this one, man?
Well, I think the Cowboys' offense will play better. I think they'll be more prepared, more in sync. And that's providing, though, that, you know, Zeke can get back on the field, and even Noah Brown, who's missed the last two last two practices with a foot injury, because if he can't go, then you're relying on another rookie wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert. So health willing, this offense will take the next step, and then the defense has to do a nice job. And if they do all that, I think they should be able to beat the Bears. And we'll find out about the Bears, because going into that Patriots win, they had lost 3 consecutive games. So we'll see if that was one of those things, or if Matt Eberflus, the Cowboys' former linebacker coach, now the head coach there, has maybe turned the corner with that team.
Yeah, that was definitely a very interesting game. And always interesting talking to you, Mickey. I appreciate your time, man.
Good to be with you, Van.
All right, man. He's Mickey Spagnola. I'm Van Tate. Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears. Until next time.